The American economy, let's face it, it's been on life support now for 5 going on 6 years here. What plans will you try to implement in Congress to try to fix this? Would you support maybe a flat tax or a user tax? What would you do to help bring this economy back to life?
Well, there's a couple of things. The economies, besides the fact that economies are somewhat cyclic, part of the problem, I believe, has been the stimulus, the Obama stimulus that came about, and also the Bush stimulus that came before it. They extended the problem. The more intervention the government puts into something, the less of a result you get out. We were spending, I think Reuters estimated somewhere around $120,000 per job that was created by the stimulus at one point, at its most effective point, and those jobs were generating $30,000 a year. So you're losing money, in a big way. And we've seen that the net result of it was nothing like what was promised, not even what was projected. It was a failure. It's been such a failure that it's been stopped. They stopped speaking about it in 2010. No one said the word stimulus in government for about 2 years now because it didn't work. Let's look at it from a different point of view. What are the things that actually work? How about, and I like this a lot, Herman Cain, I think, had a very good idea with his flat tax. The 999, except I think there was, and it was widely brought up, I think there's some problems there because it's somewhat regressive. So let's change it a little bit. I believe that if we were to approach a flat tax, no loopholes, wipe out all the loopholes, this is it. 8%. If you are within 5% of the poverty rate, you have, or below, you have an 8% income tax. If you are anyone else, you pay 10%. If you are a corporation of whatever size, you pay 12%. Period. No other rules, no other, it's real simple, takes 1 page, you're done. I think that pretty much covers everyone in almost every situation. Those who are poorer are not being hit as harshly, although this is a reduction for everyone. Does that stimulate business? Sure. GE doesn't have to really go out there and fuddle the numbers to get a 0 in their income, even though they had billions, or any other corporation for that matter. Instead, they can actually pay 12%. It's one of the lowest rates in the entire world. Instead of where we are right now, one of the highest at 39.7%, excuse me, 39.5%. Japan was 39.7%, which is ridiculous. That's our effective corporate tax rate, 12%. They can't live off of 20-some-odd percent, 25% there. Yeah, they can. And 12%, well, that's an easy hurdle to match. Everyone can make profits, and there's enough money there for other people to grow new businesses, and that allows them to grow on. People at 10%, that gives you enough money to, you're no longer putting that money into the government's pocket, but you're using it yourself to pay your own bills, a house, to get a house, to repair your house, to help your kids with their educations, to get an education. And for those who are poor, being able to survive. I think that addresses everything. It still brings in revenue. Because of that increased activity into the government, I think that addresses it. You know what? Maybe it's not the perfect plan, but it's a lot better than what we have. And guess what? No one's tried to address it. So why don't we try that? So, I think it's very effective. Go ahead.
What do you think the proper use of drones should be, foreign and domestic?
Foreign only.
Foreign only, okay.
Foreign only. Drones are dangerous. They're dangerous. It's like wiretapping. I don't believe the government has any place in our private lives. What we do in our doors, what we do in our houses, what we do amongst our friends, that's our life. No matter what it is, whether I agree with it or disagree with it, everyone has the right to it. That is theirs. Once you're 18, you're a legal adult, you have the right to your life and how you live. The government doesn't have that right to impede that or to learn about that without significant cause. That's why we have the Fourth Amendment, to give due process and to find out why they need that intrusion. When the government goes beyond that, well, now government is overreached, and that's where we start seeing greater problems. Drones aid that problem. It gives the government too much power against individual citizens, and if they want to use a drone, fantastic. Go to a court, get an order, tell me exactly why and what you're doing with it. if you can't do that, then you really don't need it. Because it should be no problem to walk up to a judge and say, well, we're tracking this guy, we think he's doing, I don't know, drug trafficking, slave trafficking, building a bomb somewhere, whatever. You should be able to put that down on paper and stand in front of the court and say that. And if you can't, what are you doing? And now, should we really wonder about that? No, I don't agree with that. It should only be overseas. You were going to say something.
Yes.
Hi.
I'm just curious, what is your stance on affirmative action?
I don't like it. I don't believe it. I don't believe in it in the same way that I don't believe in equal rights for women. Oh yeah, that caught their attention, didn't it? No, and I would say this for any group. Okay, what are we actually saying when we say, well, I need affirmative action because I'm black? We need it because you're a woman. You're a woman of color. Oh my God, you must need even more. That's what these laws are saying. What they are saying is, I am not the equal of anyone in this room. I am not capable of, as anyone else in this room, to do any of the things they can do, and nor are you. Nor are you. That's what the laws are saying. We have to help you because you can't do it. And we are not raising the bar for everyone. We are going to lower the bar just for you. Because you are special. I don't know, my definition of special doesn't tend to go and make people feel worse about themselves. My definition of special makes people feel better. I don't want to be compared to someone else because we have to bring it down. Well, they scored too high, you scored so we're going to go with you. No, I've never had that in my life. I've never gotten a job in my life. I've never dealt with that in the military. I've never dealt with that anywhere. And I would hit someone if they actually told me that to my face. I am the equal of anyone in this room, in this nation, anywhere, because of my abilities and my mind. And when I fail, that's because of my failures. And I don't need a law to say, well, you know what, we're really sorry. You know, you're kind of special, so and we'll go ahead. Yeah, I know, you know, Carl Smith scene. And I'm sorry, it devolved a little bit there. But no, I'm very passionate about it. And I believe it's the same thing for women. Why are we accepting something less? If the goal is 100%, why are they saying you can accept 80%? Why are you not held to the same standard? Why are you kept from achieving more to rising up higher? If you only need to get to 80%, how many people are going to actually still go to 100? A lot of people don't, because they don't have to. So they're failing themselves, and in failing themselves, that fails the system, which fails all of us. It's not a benefit. No one's winning out of that. We all lose. We lose on personal levels, we lose on emotional levels, we lose as a nation. So, yeah, do I believe in affirmative action? Absolutely not. I want to get rid of it. I want people to actually stand up and say, we're going to look at everyone exactly as they are. Caveat to that. That actually means we actually have to all talk to each other, honestly. That's a lot harder. Are we there yet? Not exactly. But you know what? I don't think we need to crutch. It was good. The purpose in the 1960s was very good. The idea was based on the best of ideas. We're in 2013. I think it's time that we can actually have those honest conversations. And you know what? Call me what you're going to call me, but at least give me the opportunity to be equal. Go ahead. You have a
Just
follow-up.
a follow-up on the question.
Yeah.
So, would you then say, based on that view, that everyone has equal footing right now?
No, everyone doesn't have equal. But that doesn't mean that I still need the government to arbitrarily decide where I am. You know what? I rise to the challenge. Others can do the same. Is it a perfect system? No. There is no perfect system. There is no perfect answer. There is no way to say that everyone is always going to be treated fairly. Then again, it's life. We weren't going to be treated fairly anyway. And I don't mean people of color or female, but I mean life is just not fair. People die when they should. Little kids get cancer. Life is big. It's inherent in the fact that it is life. So let's be honest about that. And no, I'm not always going to get the house that I want to get. I'm not always going to get the job I want to get. I'm not going to get paid what I want to get paid. And I haven't. I've faced it all my life. I've had more cops pull guns as I'm walking down the street for no other reason than that, while I'm wearing a three-piece suit, than I care to mention. But that doesn't mean that I need the government to decide, well, you get picked on like that, so let's dumb down the system. Because that's not helping anyone. It's not helping me become a better person or gain anything. It's not helping the society. Well, we have a, it's not quite accurate, but an example. We have a fireman who can't lift a 300-pound person. If every other fireman can lift that person 300 pounds and carry them 50 yards, we have someone else who can't. They can lift maybe a 250-pound person halfway, but they get to get the position. What does that mean? Someone's going to die. Most likely, the person they're trying to save. Maybe them as well. Maybe all their friends who are trying to now save 2 people instead of 1 person getting out. It doesn't work. We're only setting a trap for ourselves long term.